Good morning everyone. In today's topic, I would like to discuss you National Yas Eradication Program. So coming to the brief introduction of this Yas is a disfiguring and debilitating non-venereal disease. So you can see here in the picture itself, it is mainly causing the disfiguration in the affected person. And it is a debilitating non-venereal disease, and this disease is a highly infectious disease, and it is mainly transmitted from person to person through contact. And the skin lesions, the skin will show early lesions, and after healing you can observe little scarring. So in the picture you can see early lesions we can observe. So after this one is healed, you can observe the scarrings here on this child face. So like this the disease will progress, and this disease, it can be progressive and it can involve the bone as well as cartilage, which may lead to the disability of the person. It is involving the bone as well as the cartilage, which is causing the disability in the affected person. So Yas does not have any extra human reservoir of infection, and this Yas infection, it can be cured by a single dose of long acting penicillin, nothing but benzathine benzyl. And Yas, it is mainly occurring in the remote areas, hilly areas and forest areas, and it have limited acceptability to healthcare services. So we have different states which are reporting the cases of this Yas. So the main states are from 9 states, 27 districts were reporting the cases here. So Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Orissa, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. So these are the states which are reporting the Yas cases. So coming to the clinical features of this disease Yas, so we have 3 stages here. We have primary stage, we have secondary stage, and we have tertiary stage. So in primary stage, so you can observe the primary sore, which is also called as mother yams, and it appears as a large papule. It appears as a large papule, and it is about the size of 6 centimeter in diameter, or it may look like a vesicle on the mouth or knee. You can observe. I will show you picture also here. You can see here. See, you can see the vesicle here. You can see the papule here. See how it is occurring near the mouth. If it is not occurring near the mouth, you can observe the papule or vesicle near the knee, and you can observe the scabs become macule and later papilloma, and this infective serous fluid exudates from the lesions. So wherever the lesion is present, from there you can observe the infected serous fluid which is oozing out. Coming to the secondary stage here, the secondary stage, it is mainly observed after 6 to 8 weeks, and the rashes will resemble like a raspberry, and you can observe framboesa which is developing, and these raspberry shaped rashes, they will fall without causing any kind of pain, and you can observe periosteum and bone may be involved in this stage. So you can observe in the secondary stage the involvement of bone in the case of Yas. Coming to the tertiary stage here or later stage, it is occurring mainly after 5 years and more, or even more years, or even it can take more time, and it is mainly characterized by glutaminous lesion near the bones and joints. And you can observe another sign which is called as Gandau. It is a swelling by the side of nasal bridge, and you can observe Gandosa ulcerative lesion on the palate. So what are the 2 signs which we can observe is gummatanious lesion and Gandosa ulcerative lesion. So these 2, gummatanious and ulcerative Gandosa ulcerative lesion are the 2 special form of the stage. This is regarding the tertiary or later stage. Coming to the treatment part here. So as I said, this Yas eradication, this Yas disease, it can be treated by a single dose of long acting benzathine penicillin. So we are using here benzathine penicillin G. It is the drug of choice in a dose of 1.2 million units for all cases and contacts, and half that dose 0.6 million units for the children who are under 5 years of age. So the persons who are above 10 years of age, we are giving about 1.2 million units of dose. Below 10 years children, we are giving 0.6 million units. In penicillin sensitive cases, in case of the person is sensitive to the penicillin, we are giving erythromycin or tetracycline, and it is given in a recommended dose for the period of 15 days. So here, based on the prevalence rate, we are giving 3 types of treatments. First one is total mass treatment. In this total mass treatments, where there is hyperendemic situation, means where there is greater than 10% of prevalence of this disease, yes, there the treatment is given to all irrespective of the disease. Whether the person is having or not having, we will not see, because the disease in a hyperactive state and the prevalence rate is more than 10%, we are giving treatment to the all cases irrespective of the disease status. Next one is juvenile mass treatment. So in this juvenile mass treatment, so in case of meso-endemic communities where the prevalence rate is about 6 to 10%, we are giving a treatment to all cases and all the children who are under 15 years of age and other contacts of the infectious cases. When we are giving this juvenile treatment, mainly in meso-endemic situations, we are giving where the prevalence rate is about 6 to 10%. If the prevalence rate is about 10% and it is a hyperendemic situation, we are giving total mass treatment. We are giving selective mass treatment where there is the prevalence rate is about less than 5%, and treatment is given only to the persons who are confirmed with the disease. So, and the household contacts of the person who were living with him. So we will give selective mass treatment, we will give juvenile mass treatment, we will give total mass treatment. Whenever the total mass treatment is given, so whenever the prevalence rate is about more than 10%, if the prevalence rate is about 6 to 10%, we are giving for the children who are under 15 years of age, we are giving only selective mass treatment when the prevalence rate is about less than 5% to the affected persons and the persons who are in contact with the person. So coming to this policy here, this national health policy, eradication of YAS by 2005. In national health policy, they have set a goal that is YAS should be eradicated by the year 2005. Coming to the YAS eradication program here, this program was started in the year 1996 to 1997, and it was started in the Koraput district, which is located in the state Orissa. Then this program was extended to all the endemic states where there is high prevalence rate of the disease. And if you see this program, this national eradication program, it was a centrally sponsored program, and the main objectives of this program are interrupting the transmission of YAS infection, that is no case in the country, and eradication of the YAS. So no children, when they are tested, no children below 5 years of age, when they are tested, they should react to the RPR or VDRL test. So no children should have a reaction to this investigation which is being done. So this is the national health policy, and they have created this national eradication program. So coming to the program here, the government of Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, so all the states which are having these endemic cases, they have taken an initiation to interrupt the infection. How they are infecting means, you can see here, as I said, total mass treatment. So if the prevalence rate is about more than 10%, then they are giving single dose of benzyl penicillin irrespective of the disease condition, so that the infection can be interrupted, the transmission of the infection can be interrupted. So you can see here single dose of penicillin is given in the affected areas, and they have established the YAS cells. So what are these YAS cells means? So these has been established in the division of epidemiology to coordinate all the activities. So these YAS cells, what they will do is, they will check the prevalence rate through surveillance. If at all they found any new case, they will go and treat the person. So based on the situation, whether it is hyperendemic, meso-endemic or endemic, so based on the situation, they will decide and they will go for mass prophylaxis or selective prophylaxis or juvenile prophylaxis. Coming to the program strategy here, so this national YAS eradication program strategy was mainly to develop the manpower, and they want to detect the more cases as early as possible. So the early the detection, the early the treatment, the early the diagnosis, the early the cure. Next one is treatment of all the cases and contacts which were present with the case, and this IEC involving multi-sectoral approach. Coming to the operational component here, as I said, the case detection is carried out mainly by active surveillance, and they will go for a house to house visit, and this house to house visit will be done by the trained paramedical workers, and they will treat the cases and contacts simultaneously immediately after detecting the case. If at all these trained paramedical persons, when they go to the house to house visit, if they find any suspect case, they will give the treatment, that is benzyl penicillin, that is single dose of benzyl penicillin which is long acting, and in such cases a colored recognition cards are given to the patient. So these cards are given mainly for the identification purpose. Coming to the program management here, this YAS eradication program, it was mainly maintained by the National Institute of Communicable Diseases, which is called as NICD, and it has been identified as the nodal agency for planning, guidance and coordination and monitoring and evaluation of this program YAS. So the program is mainly implemented by the state health directories of YAS in endemic states. So they will be utilizing the existing healthcare delivery system. So they will coordinate and collaborate with the Department of Tribal Welfare and other related institutions, and the next institutions which were collaborating in this program are Director General of Health and Services and Minister of Health and Task Force. So these Director of Health Services, Ministry of Health and Task Force and Tribal Welfare Program, these will coordinate the program as well as they review the program to what extent it has been followed. On 14 June 2016, India is declared as a YAS free country. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, please like, share and subscribe the channel and share it to your friends. Thank you so much.